Okay, we'll call it to order. You guys ready? You can have a couple minutes if you want. You need a couple minutes? Take them if you need them.
Take them now, yeah.
We would need the board, if it's their desire, to act on a second lease amendment. So we have to render those terms in some fashion, sir. So whether you want us to do it now, or you want to take a...
You'll have two options. We can either mark it up now, and then you can approve it, or we can go over the terms, and then you can delegate it to us.
Okay. Is it agendized?
Yes.
Okay. Are we going to get there later?
Yes.
Okay. Sit down.
Okay, you're good.
Okay, we'll call it to order. Austin, will you do the pledge for us, please?
Everyone, please stand. Put your right hand over your heart. Ready? Begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Item 1 and 2.
Roll.
Roll call.
Thank you. Christ.
Present.
Bishop.
Here.
Hahn. Barger not present, but we do have a quorum. Items 1 and 2 are listed as the consent agenda items for your approval.
Move to approve.
We have a motion and a second to approve items 1 and 2. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries unanimously.
Item 3 is to approve plans and call for bids for construction of Trunk D sewer rehabilitation and to authorize the chief engineer and general manager to establish a date for receipt of bids.
Move to approve.
Second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously.
Item 4 is regarding annexation number 431 to the district. It's an A and B item.
What is it?
They're to adopt resolution for LAFCO for the annexation and adopt a resolution with the listed agencies. Did you want to give more
You can just
detail?
It's a regular annexation of a car wash into the district.
Okay.
All right. Move to approve.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries unanimously.
Item 5 is to authorize issuance of purchase order to Bowen Engineering and Environmental in the amount as shown on the agenda for crush concrete pipe at the Lancaster Water Reclamation Plant Eastern Agricultural Site and spread on farmlands or roads.
Move to approve.
Okay. They're going to spread everything out?
Correct. It's part of the crushing and spreading.
Okay. We have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes unanimously.
Item 6 is to authorize issuance of purchase orders for on-call hydrogeological and chemical fate and transport services for a 3-year period. It's an ABC item with listed agencies.
So this item is districts-wide. The estimated share for District 14 is estimated to be about $500,000 over the 3 years, and it is for, as it mentions, hydrogeological studies related to the basins and other things around the facility.
They're just studies?
These are studies to assist with regional board permits. The studies are necessary for fate and transport, necessary to show a lack of spreading or other issues that everything is within operating within parameters to the regional board for permits. So these are just studies. Yeah, they're field studies and reports.
Okay. Yeah, because I did see them for the next meeting.
Yes.
Yeah.
Those are a little bit more detailed for District 20 because involved in there is, of course, the nitrogen contamination out there. So their share is going to be a little bit more significant because those studies are a lot more involved.
Okay. Thank you.
You going to move this?
Yeah, I'll move to approve.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries unanimously.
Item 7 is regarding groundwater and land lease agreement with Calandry Farms for agricultural operations using groundwater at the Lancaster Water Reclamation Plant Eastern Agricultural Site.
Mr. Chairman and Directors, the board does have the option of going into closed session. If it chooses to do so, I would ask for a vote in favor of going into closed session in order to confer with legal counsel and in order to
I don't want to
confer
go into
with
closed session.
real property negotiators.
Brandon, you care if we go into closed session? No, sir. Okay, I don't want to go into closed session.
Okay.
Okay, then we can proceed in open session.
Okay, we have been having discussions with the farmer and his attorney over the last week or so. We think we're very close to a deal and for an amendment. And maybe if I can summarize the terms, and I will probably need legal counsel or others to maybe correct my language to have it right. But the amendment would have no rent abatement for 20 and 21. It would extend the options on the lease for 3 additional years through 2028. It would also include a swap of 20 acres of the leasehold to protect. There's an endangered plant out there that's specific out here to the Lancaster. It would also. What's that?
Is it pot?
No, it's not pot. Lancaster, yeah. And the transferability would be in 2020 and 2021, it would be 100% of the water would be transferable. In subsequent years through 2028, it would be 50% of the water would be transferable. However, in the last year, if the farmer does farm over 300 or more acres, he would have rights to transfer 100% of that water allotment in the last year. At the end of the lease term, there would be no transfer of the water after that. The whatever rights, water rights, would then revert to the sanitation district at the conclusion of the lease if the farmer has not used them or transferred them. Is there anything else? No? Everything's good?
Brandon, Derryberry, can you guys come up?
You should probably just affirm. Yeah.
Mr. Chair, Mr. Bishop, I think there was, you said 2020 and 2021, 100% transferability, but we have also 2019 as well.
Yeah, 2019, yes, yeah,
Okay.
for the current year, yeah. Yeah, that was already agreed upon before.
And then anything prior to that as well from the beginning of the lease term?
I think there's no change going backward.
There's no change, so, yeah.
Exactly.
Yes.
I know you
Okay.
mentioned that, sir, but we didn't see that in 2018, the transferability. Just in my quick review of the agreement, I'm not familiar with that. But we're not proposing any changes into the past. Your request was based on going forward.
You're probably carrying over some water from 2018, and you'd probably like to transfer that water? Is that the issue? I mean,
Confirm.
yeah.
The lease commenced in 2017,
Yeah.
and the interpretation on the lease is it did. We signed it. It went into effect November of 2017, so there's a 2017 allocation of water that's there as well for that calendar year.
No one's disputing that. The transferability clause in this agreement refers to the water in each year that you're in.
That's correct.
So there was no discussion in this about changing the past. So you have, if you do indeed have carryover water, you still have it based on the previous agreement. No one's
Yes.
touching the existing
Yes.
agreement.
Just wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're good with everything?
That was the only confirmation I had was
Yeah, no,
Okay, now let me
Yes. I
show
am
you
good
what
with it.
I understand to be true. So 2020 is 100%. 2021 is 100%. 2028 is 50% unless you farm 300 acres, then it will go to 100%.
Yes, sir.
Everything in between is 50%.
Yes, sir.
You good with that?
Yes, sir.
You're good with that? You good with that?
Yeah,
Okay, I need a motion.
I will move to approve.
I'm sorry, may I interrupt? Can you give, is the motion to approve the terms and direct the chief engineer to execute a lease amendment to that extent?
If that's what you'd like.
That's what I would like.
Okay.
Thank you.
So I will move to approve the terms.
You can move to approve the terms with, and then direct
And then
me
direct-
as the chief engineer to execute those terms
Okay.
with them.
And direct the staff to execute those terms.
I'll second that. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes unanimously. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Brandon?
Yes,
sir.
I don't want to see you again. Have fur.
Okay,
Is there any further business?
Was that it?
that's it.
Okay. Thank you very much. We stand adjourned.